wanted to do most of my vlogs about business or dream chasing and also just random things that are on my mind. But I would rather stick to the dream chasing type stuff and motivational type stuff and life stories of mine that might motivate someone and things I might be going through. And I want my brand to be kind of funny with, little things coming across the screen because I am goofy, that's who I am. But on the other hand, there's certain things that, I really don't hold back, and I don't know why I'd hold it back then in a vlog. Maybe it's bad to do, but whatever. There's certain things going on in the world right now that I think would be crazy not to address. So, whether one person sees this or 100 people or a million people, whatever it is, I think it's important to at least say, and I think everybody should be saying something similar and not saying something completely different, which is what I'm about to get into. So first off, I think there's a lot of hatred in the world. I think it is bizarre that Donald Trump is leading the Republican pack right now as far as potential candidate for the Republicans. I'm not going to say if I'm Republican, Democrat, Independent, none of that matters. I'm not even huge into politics, honestly. But I thought it was kind of funny when Trump got into the race. Some of the stuff he said was very legitimate, and I really do respect that he's straightforward and speaks his mind to an extent. And there were definitely many times that it was really funny. But as he went up in the polls and eventually, went all the way up in the polls, as he likes to remind everybody, and has stayed up in the polls, even after making a lot of comments that I'm not big on just being offended by things, but on the other hand, there's certain things that, number one, a president shouldn't say, number two, nobody should say or even think or feel. So what I'm getting at is, for example, and hopefully my facts are right here, I am a news junkie, so I'm going off memory, but hopefully he's right, but I know there's one time where he was speaking in Alabama and someone in the crowd had said something not borderline, I think it was purely racist against Muslims. And he basically, if I remember right, didn't shut the guy down and was kind of agreeing in front of all these people. I mean, he was giving him the time of day, and this guy was clearly a bigot and a racist. And then there was a time recently where he was giving a speech, I can't remember where, and there was a Black Lives Matter guy there protesting. It was really loud, and getting beat up by multiple guys. And I don't know the full story, but it sounds like, no matter what, he got beat up by multiple guys for protesting. I don't know, what my thoughts are on protesting. I think it's annoying at times in certain cases. I think it's also important in other cases. I'm not going to say whether it's important or not here, but the point is, this guy was simply protesting peacefully, as far as I know, and he was beat up. And I don't remember what Trump said exactly, but he then essentially brushed the whole situation off and said something along the lines of he got what he deserved. First of all, again, a president shouldn't be saying that. A president should be leading by example, should be, I don't believe presidents should be politically correct all the time by any means. I love the thought of a president that will just say whatever to an extent. However, a president should be a good person and a nice person, and a caring person who cares about everybody in the United States. And Trump has shown that he clearly is not that person. Great businessman in a lot of regards. Maybe a good family man, who really knows, but at the end of the day, he's not only not presidential, doesn't seem to be a really solid person, because any really good person doesn't condone violence, and then also doesn't condone hatred in any way. And as far as the whole issue with Muslims, let's just get straight to the point. He said multiple things that have made it very clear that he's the opposite of pro-Muslim, and he definitely makes it seem as though all Muslims are terrorists. He definitely says a lot of things that make it seem, at the very least, that that's what he's implying. There was even something recently, again, I'm going off memory, but something in regards to where he had said something as to where, I think he backtrack, said a reporter said this, but something like a reporter had said something about Muslims needing to wear or have an ID to show they're Muslim. There should be a database of all Muslims or something like that. I don't know the exact fact there, but he agreed in some stance or said something along those regards. But the point is, he's shown so much hatred, and first off, to that point, I think that's bizarre. I'm filming this video Thursday, December 3rd. I actually was going to film this video a few days ago and got busy with other work, and then didn't film it yesterday because I was busy with other work as well. I was planning on filming it on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, didn't get to it. And on Wednesday, December 2nd, yesterday, something pretty crazy happened. There was a shooting in California where 14 people died, and I think it's now 21 that were wounded. And when it first happened, I heard it was 2 shooters, so I already did think like there's a good chance it is terrorism because typically in those shootings it's one shooter. And in any case, the story is still developing, but it is starting to look more and more like it is terrorism, and I do believe it was a Muslim guy and a Muslim female as well. And I'd seen on the news, once they said who the suspects were, some Muslim organization, I believe, had basically gone on TV and said, we don't condone this, which I think is awesome. I think that's smart of them to do. On the other hand, I feel completely bad for them. Keep in mind, I'm Jewish, by the way. I do think that's relevant, that I'm Jewish. So what I'm getting at is, first of all, I think that was good of them to, get in front of the camera and say this is not what we condone by any means. On the other hand, the reason they're doing that is because they know there's so much hatred against Muslims in this country. And, truth is, there is so much hatred. There was so much hatred against Jewish people. That's why over 6 million of us got killed in the Holocaust. And there's still tons of hatred against Jewish people today. It's not as talked about, although it is talked about. And I mean, I've seen it firsthand several times in my life because people didn't realize I was Jewish and might have said something, or did know I was Jewish and said something. There's a lot of anti-Semitism. A lot of people hate Jewish people, and a lot of people hate Muslim people. And the stereotypes with any religion or any race might be true on some, but typically aren't true for the majority. As far as Muslims in America, I have a few Muslim friends that are very nice people, and I know that the majority of Muslims in America are definitely not terrorists by any means. So a lot of this comes from fear, and a lot of these people that are wanting to vote for Trump potentially, or Trump supporters, I really do believe don't only hate Muslims, they hate Jews as well, and they hate a lot of different types of people. Basically, they're scared. They're scared of anyone that's different from them. If you're not like them, they're scared. And truth is, I really believe that the large majority of Muslims are good people. I completely feel bad for the fact that, so many people are scared and looking down on them or mad at them because of a very small minority of them that, have different beliefs and are violent. And those people are crazy, obviously. But the point is, the majority of them are not. And so to ever group a huge group, group a huge amount of people and say they're all like this, or they can't do this, or we have to track them when they have nothing to do with terrorism at all. That is bizarre, absurd, terrible, wrong, whatever you want to call it. There's nothing okay about that whatsoever. So I think that the answer to everything is love, honestly. It's just like, at the end of the day, it's easy to hate one another. It's easy to be scared. Tons of people hate or dislike Jewish people, whether they admit it or not. Truly believe that. Tons of people hate or dislike Muslim people. Tons of people hate or dislike black people, and so on and so forth. And it's not fair to any of those people, or anyone who's being hated on, period, for any reason. Why hate? And again, why be so prejudiced? And so I just want to kind of wrap it all up by saying it's very scary that so many people clearly believe in Donald Trump's views. It's not funny anymore. Maybe there's parts of him that are funny, whatever. But as far as this all goes, I thought the computer was going off there. As far as this all goes, it's a crazy situation, and obviously the world is a crazy place right now. But at the end of the day, we need to accept one another, love one another, and not hate people that are different from us. That simple. And for all the people that are actually going to vote for Donald Trump if he were to get the nomination, I don't know, it's a scary thought. There's even that many people supporting him at this point, but I don't think many of those people are going to turn around, but hopefully they will. And to all the normal people out there who don't just group huge groups together and say you're all bad people, hopefully we can spread the love a little bit more. So that's about it for now. Sorry it was so serious and there's nothing funny going across the screen, but I just wanted to get the message across, and I felt the need to make this vlog, whether one person sees it or whatever. So that's about it for now. Keep chasing your dreams. Much love.